and then we'll know if we need to change up. We haven't actually heard the game, so let's crank. Oh god, everything sounds fine. You're still in your game, but you'll watch when you can. No worries, Brain Buster. Enjoy your game. Try not to get yourselves killed. Okay, so as usual, this is a voice acting stream, so might need a few minutes to get used to my voice. Fortunately, we can start with growly old Romulus here, or Remus, or whatever his damn name is. You can come out now, brother. Oh wait. Oh, it wasn't him this whole time? I can't tell. Regardless, one of them definitely got shot. How did it go? Better than we ever hoped for. The rooster is dead, and the madam has tasted her first blood. Amazing. Completely worth getting shot for. Meddlesome Falcon tried to disrupt the execution. Falcon? Really? That tenuous wretch. Don't worry, he oh, fuck off. He did not flounder. Floundered my ass. He could flounder all about my butthole. Don't worry, he floundered and bumbled about hopelessly. The Madame thinks he's of some use, but really, he's as good as dead. Marvelous. Every piece is falling into place. Our dream will be a reality in no time at all. To reason, brother. To reason. Act 4C, which is the loser path. Or fraternity. Fraternity? I don't know how to say that word. Fraternity. Kitty will have to explain the French on that one. Oh, the awkward silence. They brought us back to the can. Hey, you guys killed a guy. I hope you don't harbor too much hate for the Madame. I know that the rooster was your friend, but the Madame does what she does for the good of France. You could just see the bird hate in those eyes. Just nothing going on in those eyes. Boy, oh boy. This is awkward. It is a bit. Perhaps a round of drinks are in order. After all, this is a tavern. What do you two say? Sure. I mean, why not? We're working for the rebellion. I'm going to turn mine down just a little bit because we seem to be peaking just a little bit. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. Let me know if that's too much. I'll take a wine. Make sure it's a stiff one. I'll take 2. Very well. Piero, fetch our guests some drinks. It's your round. My round? No way. It's your turn. Turns don't matter. You still owe me for that omelet I generously paid for last Friday. Yeah, well, you owe me for that coffee on Tuesday. Okay, so that's 30 cents of coffee deducted from a 60-cent omelet plus the 25 cents peanuts you swiped from my pantry. Hold up, I ain't so good at mental arithmetic. Listen, Sparrowson, you need to go. Go? Wrong voice. Go? Yes, I'll create a distraction. You head straight for the back door. Is that such a good idea? If we both stick around, we could both end up dead as soon as we rub that lioness the wrong way. If we both run, these two will probably shoot us in the backs. So the way I see it, one of us running is the most viable option. Falcon, don't argue. Once you're out, find Valerty and tell him what you've seen. Oh, okay. So it's agreed. You get this round, and I'll owe you 2 cents. Oh, God. Yep. And I'll hold you to 'em 2 cents. Be right back. Don't you two move or nothing. He'll hold me to those 2 cents. That Pierrot's such a miser. Anyway, I don't feel like sitting in silence. Let's talk to pass the time. Hey, look over there. You want to play some cards? If we get him on guns, he will 100%, 100...
Namco, who are the manufacturers of Pac-Man the video game, has estimated that the original arcade game has been played over 10 billion times by individuals, so McFire.
That's fair. I can see it. That sounds believable. Let's get him on guns. Fontaine, I have a gun question. A gun question? Oh, do go on. Let's go with Flintlock. We need to go really specific, get him really deeply interested. What's better? Flintlock or percussion cap ignition systems? What a delightful technical question. But I'm afraid there's no dispute here. Percussion caps are the future. Hands down. You see, flintlocks are unreliable. A light little drizzle, and the ignition system no longer functions. The gun becomes worthless. Thank you. Get out of here. But a percussion cap will always work as long as it's built correctly and as long as the gun has enough gunpowder. I suppose there is a matter of material cost. How much does a brass cap cost compared to flint and steel? It's a little pricier, I think. Alright, I brought drinks. 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for you, and 1 for... Hey, wait. Hey, where's the little one? The little one. He's right. Oh. Merde. I missed him. I lost him. You lost him? How did you lose him? I was gone for 2 minutes. I think I dropped the ball on this one. I'll say. The madam's gonna string us up for sure. Actually, we should make up a cover story. We can't let her find out about this. You can't let me find out about what? Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here weren't paying attention and let Sparrowson walk away casually. Madame, we can explain. I swear I give you bozos one damned job. It doesn't matter. That little bird was dispensable for our plans, but Falcon is not. What's important is that he's still here.
Percussion cap was pretty revolutionary, though, at the time of firearms. It's upgraded flintlock rifles to be more effective caps-lock muskets, popular during the mid-19th century,
especially in butts like the American butt, civil butt. I piss in my own butt. That's a lot of butts. Madame, if Sparrowson runs to the police, then both this location and the sleeping city are compromised. We should keep this meeting brief. Agreed. Falcon, let me quickly fill you in. As you probably know, we are planning to form a protest, an enormous protest, on the 14th of this month. We intend to draw a massive crowd at the Place de la Concorde, and then we shall march across Tuileries Garden. A march across Tuileries? You intend to storm the Louvre? No, the Palais Royal. That's where the King and Prime Minister will be residing. I would like it to go peacefully, but peaceful uprisings have a habit of turning violent. Don't they? Exactly. And we can't let the leaders of this country escape amidst the chaos. They must be tried for the crimes against the French people. On that note, I want you to lead the prosecution. You want me to prosecute the King of France? the king and the prime minister. They are both responsible for the rampant inequality that plagues this country. On the day of the revolution, we shall drag both of those overpaid bourgeoisie onto the streets, and you shall prosecute them then and there. I think I understand. Prosecuting the pair for crimes against humanity, I suppose. It certainly can be done. If I were to interview a lot of citizens, gather a lot of evidence, file some paperwork, I could probably prepare a case in around 2 months. We don't have the luxury of time. Use your ingenuity on the day, just like you did in the catacombs. You mean the one where you shot my friend? You can't be serious. There is no alternative. The wheels of the revolution are already turning, and the revolution will ignite in under a week. The question on my mind is, what do we do with you until then? You can leave him with us, ma'am. We'll keep a good eye on him. After seeing the atrocious job you did guarding the little bird, I think not. I'll just have to guard you myself, Falcon. You shall spend the week at my side while I complete our preparations. At your side all day and night? Absolument. I am not going to let you out of my sight for a moment. That seems excessive. You can trust me, madam? No, I can't. You've promised to help me, but I know that you don't actually believe in the cause of the Second Republic. If I give you 1 grain of freedom, you will undoubtedly flee. Yeah, that sounds about right. This meeting is over. Come along, Falcon. Okay. Where all my sound effects go? Like, where the sound effect of the door slamming shut. Oh, FX volume.
Whatever you do, do not fuck the socialist Zionist revolutionary. That whale eyes catastrophe. Also, you're a bird. Good luck with that loser Lamau.
To be honest, she chose the right person, because I don't really have a huge problem prosecuting the monarchy. That said, I really don't like being told what to do in the best of circumstances, so she really shouldn't have shot my friend, or she should have really let me do the evidence that I wanted to do. I could have just said, hey, that guy that's hunched over there, he's the one we want to look at. I don't know. I've talked about this already. We want to go to Le Monu, because that only happens today. Oh, here we go. It's Sparrowson. And then, while we were sitting in the tavern, Falcon gave me the opportunity to escape. He created a distraction, and I sneaked away and went straight to the police, and then you called a meeting. Here I am. If only someone had provided better evidence to trial. I don't know what to tell you. Had I known that we would have needed that evidence, I would have gotten it. I talked to the wolf. Look, I talked to the wolf. I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah, that's the whole story. I see. So Severin Cocorico died at the hands of the rebels. That's right. And Falcon revealed his true colors as a traitor. A traitor? No, that's not right, Inspector. Falcon's not a rebel. He's just playing along so he can save his own life. Don't be so naive, Sparrowson. Put the puzzle pieces together. Falcon willingly leapt into the lion's den for the specific purpose of siding with the rebels. He let you escape because he could see that you were truly sympathetic to the rebel cause. That doesn't make sense at all. Falcon's never shown a rebellious streak. Look this way. Look back at you, seriously. Tell me, Sparrowson, what do you know about Falcon's past? Not a lot. He's a private person. Has he ever told you what he did during the I cannot talk today. During the July Revolution, before he changed his name. Before he... No, he hasn't told me anything, really. Sparrowson, let me tell you about the man they call the Viridian Killer. Oh, shit. Am I the Viridian Killer? I only vaguely remember who that is. I guess it doesn't matter where we go. We gotta go wherever the cat wants to go. Let's go to the garden, I guess. That's where this is gonna happen, right? This is where the staging is. Let me think. So, it takes 10 minutes to walk the Place de Concorde to this very spot. And the Palais Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. But the crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move. Having a logistics problem, madame? Perhaps. The plan is to walk the crowd from here through Tuileries to the Palais Royal. But if we take too long to pass through Tuileries, the police will trap us. We could be flanked and slaughtered. That is quite an issue. Why not go? Why not just meet at the palace? Why not just get the protesters to meet at the Palais Royal itself? Because the Place de la Concorde is an ideal meeting location. It's enormous and easy to get to. I see. But even if you got, say, half the protesters to meet at the Palais Royal, you could cut down on traveling time. I get it. A smaller crowd would be easier to direct across the garden. I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading the crowds, after all. That bird-brained parrot would probably just shoot the idea down, right? Oh, probably. But I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help, or if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear, but thank you, Falcon. It's no problem, madame. For the Second Republic, right? Right, for the Second Republic. Should I just have him go straight up turncoat? I'm not wholly opposed to the idea of turning Falcon straight up turncoat. By the way, I don't know how long this last chapter is. It is noticeably longer than the last chapter, so God only knows. Or vice versa. It's noticeably shorter amount of days, so unless we've got some very long last day, it might be a short stream. We'll see. Make sure you stay hydrated. Let's go to the market. La Halle, huh? Let me guess. You've got a weapons supplier somewhere around here. Or maybe this is where you plan on meeting an informant, a government defector. It's as good a meeting spot as any. Actually, I'm here for groceries. There's no need for that look. You'll think that just because I'm a gun-toting rebel, I don't need to buy food? Oh, good, it's these two. Membermont. Actually, that's not the voice I gave her. Well, if it isn't Sultan and little Gambade, you're growing bigger every time I see you. Ma'am, you have to hear this. Something big went down here yesterday. A policeman! A nasty, ugly policeman! Let me guess. He was bullying people into revealing secrets on the whereabouts of the revolutionaries? Well, that's how it started, ma'am. Same old bullying tactics. He was pushing round this old beggar rat who hangs on around the market sometimes. But then when the rat wasn't speaking up, the policeman drew his gun and shot him. The policeman shot the beggar just like that? Yep, but then the coward cop went and ran before we could turn on him. I find this difficult to believe. A policeman wouldn't openly shoot a beggar without just cause. Open your eyes, Falcon. This is the regime us Parisians live under. We are ignored by the government, oppressed by the police, and hanged by the courts. Why do you think I'm fighting so hard to make a change? We can't put up with this sort of bullying. No. This can't be right. Something must be missing from Sultan's story. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, madame? Sure. Ask away. Make it quick, Falcon. Who was the policeman? What did the policeman look like? Well, I did not get a good look, but he was tall and ugly, and he farted and mean-looking. And... Oh God, there's a big hand.
Arrest the child.
I don't think we have authority to do that. He had one eye. One eye. Yep. Had one of them pirate patches. There's no way. Ring any bells, Falcon? I know a man who fits the description, but it simply couldn't be him. He's a bitter individual, but he's morally righteous. I can't imagine him shooting an innocent person so recklessly. Don't let your bias towards the justice system affect your judgment, Falcon. If you think you know who did it, then please name and shame him. I think I should bite my tongue until I'm a little more certain. Did you want to know anything else, monsieur? Did nobody investigate the shooting? Oh, who was the rat? Just who was this beggar rat? I didn't really know him well, monsieur. None of us did. He was kind of a loner who hanged around, asking for scraps of food and cents. I did not even know his name. That's so sad. Did he have no family, no means of support? Falcon, do you have any idea how many beggars are on the streets of Paris? How many people go hungry? How many people are forced to turn to crime? I'm well aware, madam. I'm asking these questions to see if there was perhaps some reason why that particular rat were killed. But no. It appears it was just the loss of one unnamed beggar rat among many. It's tragic. Then it is, monsieur. Is there any other way I can help? If a policeman did shoot an innocent person, then there would surely be an investigation. Your naivety knows no bounds, Falcon. You think the police care if one of their own is out of control? Actually, there was one bloke asking around, but I don't think he was a policeman. Oh? Go on, madame. Well, he was this charming fox. Renard. A friend of yours, Falcon. Something like that. We should probably pay him a visit to see what he's up to. Why is there just a glove hanging in the background there? Nobody can reach that glove. It's behind her now. Pay him a visit. I suppose we can set aside a little time. Did you want anything else? There with the glove back there. What's going on with that? That's all, madame. Thanks for all your help. No problem. Anything to help Madame Beaumont. We'll try to get to the bottom of this, Sultan. Just make sure to stay away when the revolution starts. Stay inside. Keep Gambade safe. Of course, ma'am. You stay safe yourself, you hear? I kind of want to side with the rebels. They seem like nice people, and I don't know, the the cockerel shooting people and throwing them into the river is not the best. I don't know. Let's go visit the fox. Visitors, Monsieur Volpe! Visitors! Really, Falcon? What do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy? Madame, my back alley office is perhaps a bit cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze. Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Volpes, this is Madame Bimot, a friend of mine. Madame, this is Renard Volpes, private investigator at your service. It is a pleasure to meet you, Madame. How stoic. I'm sure you have some pressing question to ask, Falcon. But before you get started, there is something I must tell you. Monsieur Sparrowson dropped by here earlier. He informed me of your situation. Sparrowson, is he all right? Oh, yes. He is now working with Inspector Voletti, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Just as I thought, it seems your lackey has solidified his position as traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps not. Sparrowson does not strike me as a person who sides with any ideology. But you know, he asked me the most peculiar question. Would you like to know what it was? Of course. Such information is quite valuable. It would cost, say, 30 francs. What is money worth? Go ahead. Yeah, I know how this works. Here's your money, monsieur. Very good. So on to the question. Sparrowson asked if you were the Viridian Killer. The one responsible for the random bombings during the July Revolution 18 years ago. Why on earth would he ask that? Perhaps the inspector has been telling him stories. So what did you tell him? The truth, of course. That is, I have no idea who the Viridian Killer is, but that I know it couldn't possibly be Falcon. Oh? And how do you know that I'm not the Viridian Killer? Falcon, please. You're a semi-drunk, bumbling oaf, not the ruthless killer. Anyway, I've started my own investigation into the Viridian Killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently, he was seen in multiple places at once, which leads some to believe that he was actually more than one person. And do you know why they call him, or should I say, them, the Viridian Killer? Oops. Viridian is a greenish color, isn't it? No, I don't have a clue. Crimson color would be a much cooler name. It appears that no one knows the origin of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name. This is all fascinating, truly fascinating, but perhaps we can return to the conversation, to why we are here. Of course, Monsieur Volpes, we heard that you were investigating the murder at Le Haye. I was. The victim was a friend of Mousie's. More of an acquaintance, really. Well, we wanted to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads, any juicy clues? Not as such. It's quite a peculiar case. Did you hear that the murderer wore an eye patch? I did. You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You know of only one police officer, or indeed one person, in the whole of the entire world who wears an eye patch. If it wasn't for wasting a day, I'd give him a joke answer, but no, let's do it right. The only person I know of who has an eye patch. Some people were missing. Wonder if we'll catch up with them. Probably not at this point. The inspector. But that can't be right. You wouldn't describe him as a murderous man, would you, Monsieur Volpez? Murderous? I don't know. He's certainly passionate about finding the Viridian killer. Who's to say that he wouldn't kill in the pursuit of his arch enemy? Am I winning? I mean, we're in the employs of this cat here. Our friend is dead. And you're in the middle of a Twitch preview. Falcon, I want to solve this mystery as much as you do, but time is pressing, and we have other matters to attend to. We must take our leave. Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Volpez. Goodbye and good luck, Monsieur Falcon. It was a pleasure meeting you, Madame. Monsieur Volpez, that lioness looked pretty angry. Is this revolution gonna end in blood, Monsieur Volpez, just like in 1830? I think most revolutions do, Mousy. I have no information. I'm assuming you're out of the preview by now, but I have no information about the Twitch, about Henry Cavill. Let's go check out the palace. The Palais Royal. Just look at this disgusting den of fat cat bourgeoisie and the hypocritical politicians. The king is probably in there without a fire exit. Probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine as he boasts about being the perfect citizen king. Did you come here just to moan about the king? No. I come to assess the potential battleground. On the day of the rebellion, I might order Piero to set up a barricade over there. What do you think? There, right outside the Palais Royal. Of course. It's the perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, and position rifles to fend off the palace. The police or palace? I didn't see which one that was. When the time is right, it shall serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. So you weren't just throwing empty words in the tavern. You actually do intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence. Of course. He will never abdicate on his own volition. It's not as if I want to see bloodshed, Falcon. Other than that time I shot your friend in the goddamn head. Look, I only have a bell. See this bell, Falcon? I only have a bell. I'm not going to bring my gun out here in public, but pretend this bell is a gun. I don't want to see bloodshed, except for your friend Severin, who you failed to save. I took out my gun, and I was like, bang. I was like, bang, 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 bang. And then he is so dead. I mean, we have to be realistic. There is no way to bring change to a country without using violence, is there? We're going to get into those walls, Falcon. The police are in there. We're going to bridge through that window. Michael Bird can't stop us. I mean, there are ways. I think there are ways. People look back on the violent memories of history the executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. But who's to say that a country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people? A pacifist revolution. Interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. Maybe it would be better to avoid building the barricades. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable. I never said that. That's good. That's a good compromise, madame. Yeah, I never... That seems like a horrible idea. If you die horribly in a revolution that you didn't plan for... Alright, hold on a second. Are you gonna have a violent revolution on February 14th? Guy, come on. Is this the day of the revolution? I guess. Okay. Hold on, Bumorte, or however the hell you say your name. I need to take a drink. This is it, Falcon. This is the day we make our stand. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de Cacon. I cannot goddamn talk today. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de la Concorde. They're gonna make love. I mean, there's gonna be red. That counts, right? Piero is making preparations to build and arm a barricade near the Palais de Royal. Just as a precaution, you understand? The only question that remains is, are you ready? I mean, no. You're not either. This was a poorly planned revolution. You've got like... I don't have any idea of what you're planning other than you've got 4 guys and a bunch of protesters. I mean, I have no idea the capabilities of this. I don't know what's going on in French history to know if you're even capable of doing this. No, of course I'm not. To be perfectly honest, no. I'm not ready at all. You want me to prosecute the king and prime minister if and when you drag them from the palace, right? Well, I've had no time to prepare. I have no evidence on hand. This whole trial is going to be one big fiasco. You're too fixated on the formalities, Falcon. This revolution will succeed, and those in power will see justice. That's all that matters. But, madame, come on. Let's see how the protest is going. Pictured here. Falcon and Bumorte? I don't know how to say her name. I'm gonna call her Beau. Falcon and Beau arrive at the Place de la Concorde. The air is thick with the chants... Hold on. The air is thick with the chants, shouts, and cheers of hundreds of protesters. A line of mounted soldiers stands shoulder to shoulder outside the entrance to Tuileries. This is amazing. I had no idea the Second Republic had this many supporters. But of course, you didn't think that we were just a few animals huddling in a cave, did you? The desire for revolution runs deep in this city. Everything's in place at the Palais Royal, ma'am. Just say the word and we'll set up the biggest barricade you've ever seen. Then we can all storm the building and drag that cock king out of his chair. There has been a change of plan. We're still going to protest, but we're going to do it peacefully. No firing from behind barricades, no violence, no capturing the king or prime minister. Madam, are you feeling all right? Repeat this in 10 seconds, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, have you heard about Twitch Prime? If you have Amazon and you have Twitch Prime, you have a free Twitch sub that you can use once a month to avoid all ads on this channel. Plus, you get super cool emotes that you can use anywhere on Twitch. They're a bunch of ducks. Those are things you can get if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't used it on one of your other channels. Sign up today, or just hit that subscribe button. It's somewhere up there. Back to the revolution. Madame, are you feeling all right? Quite all right, thank you. But what of your desire for a better France? You cannot achieve that without bloodshed. We can certainly try. Falcon convinced me. Falcon? Pacifism seems like the Christian approach, wouldn't you say so, Friar? No, I don't. I have Twitch Turbo. I don't watch Twitch ads. Big haughty bourgeoisie over here in the bottom left corner. Capitalism. I see. So that's how it is. Excuse me, madam. I think the friar disapproves of the new strategy. He probably thinks I've gone soft. And maybe I have. But I'm not deviating from this path, even if each and every rebel leaves my side. Don't worry, ma'am. You aren't alone. We are not here for the violence, madame. As long as you strive for a better France, we shall always stand with you. At least we worked on a oh god. I was gonna say a non-violent revolution, but I think the violence is coming. This stupid bullet wound. The damn thing's opened up again. What's the news, brother? Is everything in place? We have a problem. The Mademoiselle refuses to use violence. She's turned timid. Turned timid? How? It appears that the lawyer, Falcon, is something of a lion tamer. I pushed one button, and she took that in a wildly wrong direction. She went way out of her way to misread what I said. J.J. Falcon, that bird is proving to be more trouble than the rooster, I swear. We need to shoot a cock. Brother, listen, if there's no violence, then there will be no power gap. One leader will just peacefully replace another. We need chaos for our plan to work. Guess we'll have to follow through with our contingency strategy. I'll find the victim, you find the suspect. Don't push yourself, brother. You're still injured. Look at those scum. Foul vermin, the lot of them. Wrong, where did I push? Wrong button. Mark my words, Sparrowson. Every one of those petulant dissenters will take the first opportunity to turn aggressive. They lust for violence. They don't look too violent to me. Trust me, this is just how the crowd looked before the July Revolution. They burned all of my properly fitting clothes. All I have are my dad's. It only takes one crazed individual and the entire crowd will explode like this. Boof! Into a frenzy. Hey, it's you! Friar, it's good to see you again. No time for pleasantries, Inspector. You're needed urgently on the Place de la Concorde. Me? Why not ask one of the officers on active guard duty? There's no time to explain. Any minute now. Do you hear that gunshot? It's already begun. Come on, Inspector. We must make haste. Inspector, I don't think you should be trusting this friar. He's a two-faced liar. Frere Remus has provided me with reliable information in the past. I trust his judgment. But, Inspector, this isn't up for discussion, Sparrowson. I have a duty to uphold. Stay put. I'll be back here in this random field. I think we're in the garden. Why is Sparrowson here? In no time at all. But... what should I do now? I think he's leaving. I don't think he's staying put. A gunshot. It was nearby, too. So the friar was right. Violence really is an inevitability. We haven't reached that stage yet, madam. I can't afford to take chances. Not now. Piero, march the crowd to the Palais Royal and construct the barricade. Yes, ma'am. Fontaine, Falcon, we're going to find the source of this disturbance. It came from here, Inspector. Hurry. Hurry. I'm moving as fast as these old legs will... Oh, mon Dieu! A body! This woman must have been the target of the gunshot we just heard. But I don't see a shooter. I think the gunshot came from over here. Inspector? Falcon? Well, I should have known that the Viridian killer would have had a part in this. Inspector, I'm not... What?
This investigation is for the birds.
What do we have here? A filthy cop and a dead girl. Madam, thank goodness you're here. I saw the whole thing. This poor, innocent mademoiselle was approaching the police line with her hands in the air, when all of a sudden this brute of a police inspector yelled, "Get back, you filthy rebel!" He drew his gun and shot the bird point blank through her heart. What is this nonsense? What are you prattling about, friar? Thank you for your input, Remus. It hardly surprises me that a member of the police would be the first to cast the first stone. I think we're all being a little rash. Let's take a breath, examine the situation, and wait a minute. You wear an eye patch. You only have one eye, Inspector. How observant. Tell me, were you the policeman who killed the rat at the Halle, too? The Halle? What are you talking about? 2 incidents of a one-eyed policeman gunning down an innocent victim. There is no way that is a coincidence. What we have here is a filthy, corrupt individual who takes pleasure in oppressing the common citizen. Am I right, Inspector? I really shouldn't be surprised that a stupid rebel makes stupid assumptions and comes to stupid conclusions. But open your damned eyes, mademoiselle. I'm not the assailant here. Don't call me mademoiselle, or stupid for that matter. Your guilt is plain to see. Given your circumstances, I ought to judge and execute you right here and right now. Falcon, don't just stand there gawking. Vouch for me. I know this man. He's a good cop. He might be an idiot, but he's a good man. Madame, I know this man. His name is Inspector Valerti. He is a ruthlessly law-abiding. So much so that I can't envision him shooting a man without just cause. Oh, shut up, Falcon. I'm done with your idealism. I listened to you. I took your words to heart about avoiding violence, and now a girl is dead. I'm done taking chances. Remus, help me escort this invalid to Pierre's barricade. I'll decide his fate there. With pleasure, madame. Come along, Inspector. Fontaine, Falcon, deal with the corpse. Meet us at the barricade when you are done. There's no way that this was the work of the police. You know what, Falcon? I think you might be right. An isolated gunshot this far away from the police line, it doesn't make any sense at all. But that's rebellions for you. They're messy affairs. Sometimes innocents get caught in the crossfire, and there's no reason for it. Well, there's no use dawdling. Help me get this corpse off the streets. Not yet. I'm going to examine the body first. Examine the body? We agreed that this wasn't the work of Inspector Valerti, right? Then there might be some clues on the body that point towards what happened. An impromptu coroner's examination, eh? Fine. You have 2 minutes. After that, we are headed to the barricade, whether you are done or not. We gotta hurry. What's this mark? It almost looks like a handprint made in blood. Probably the mademoiselle's.
Yeah, I find it unbelievable a police officer, alone, shoots an unarmed woman for no apparent reason.
I know, right? You heard it and it was just like, the police? I don't think so. It's the handprint of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder. There's no way a person could comfortably reach that spot on their own back. I suppose so, but if the handprint doesn't belong to the girl, then who does it belong to? The murderer. It has to be. The question on my mind is, why is the handprint made in blood? Did the murderer sully their hand on the gunshot wound? Or were they injured prior to the shooting? There's so much to uncover here and no time for a thorough investigation. Just take the body with us. Just like carry it carry it with us all the way to the barricade. We got the evidence. Let's look at... This is the bullet wound, right? What can you tell me about it, Fontaine? Well, it looks like the bullet took a fairly straight angle of entry through the mademoiselle's back. The shooter was probably standing right behind the victim. What's the bullet size? You know, its caliber. Let me guess. You are hoping that the caliber of the bullet is different to the caliber of the inspector's gun. That would conveniently get the one-eyed police officer off the hook, wouldn't it? But I am afraid I cannot help you. I cannot possibly know the bullet's caliber without having a good look at the bullet itself. And as you can plainly see, the bullet is 3 centimeters deep in flesh. So, you need to see the bullet itself. Help me retrieve the bullet? Do I have... No. Help me retrieve the bullet. Help me get the bullet, Fontaine. Retrieve? You mean dig it out? I assume you have a little more experience in this area than I do. You're a hunter, after all. Well, you're not wrong there. Fine. This will only take a moment. Here you go. 1 used bullet. It looks like a standard lead rifle or pistol ball, but I'm afraid I cannot tell you its caliber. Why is that? The bullet fragmented on impact, monsieur. I gathered all the pieces, but I cannot assess its diameter with any accuracy. Still, I would guess that it was 13 to 17 millimeters. Sorry, I can't be more specific. It's an enormous help. Thank you, monsieur. What else can we look at? Anything else? Wrist. It's a long shot, but maybe this girl is faking her injury. Just for the sake of thoroughness, I ought to check for a pulse. Right. No. Nothing. Everyone's been so fixated on who did this that nobody stopped to ask who this girl was. Is that another bird? I don't know, monsieur. Given her clothes, she's probably just another working girl. Just another? I did not mean to sound glib, but it's true. This is one mademoiselle among the thousands who live in Paris. Who was she? Where did she work? Will her family miss her? I don't know, but in the long run, I don't think anyone will care. I care. I can't afford not to. I don't know who this mademoiselle was, but I'm going to see to it that justice was brought about for her death. I'm not seeing anything else around. Nothing else to click on or look at. Nothing on her other hand. Nothing on the dress. No, I'm not seeing anything. I think that's it. I'm done here. Very good. Let's move this body off the street. Then we must hurry to the Palais Royal. Rest in peace, mademoiselle. I'll see to it that justice is done. Everything's going just as planned. The Madame's probably fuming right now. She'll attack the Palais Royal. The Prime Minister will flee, and then... Excuse me, monsieur. What do you want? I'm busy. Don't you recognize me, monsieur? I know that my disguises are a little more complex than yours, but I assumed you would recognize Prince Juan when you saw him. You're Prince Juan? Indeed, and you're Judge Romulus, the corrupt wolf. I know what you did. You tried to assassinate the king. You shot the croque-monsieur, and just moments ago, I saw you murder a maiden at the Place de la Concorde. You truly are a vile individual, aren't you? Yeah, as if you have any proof for any of that stuff. I'm out of here. I also know that you're one half of the Viridian Killer. On any other day, I'd gut you where you stand, Fox, but as it happens, I'm a little busy today. Oh, the Viridian Killer is too busy to kill me? Is that the truth? Or is that bullet wound of yours starting to affect your prowess? You must have lost an awful lot of blood. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, hello, Monsieur Volpez. Ah, Monsieur Sparrowson. Perfect timing. Who now? Oh, you're that fledgling. I guess this is what they call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh? Monsieur Sparrowson, be a dear and help me restrain the Viridian Killer. This guy? He's the Viridian Killer? He looks more like Judge Romulus to me. Well, you would be right about that, too. Wow. So he's two scumbags in one. All right, then. Ow. Mind the wound. Quit your whining, Your Honor. I'm surprised they were able to actually get him down. Very nice. Take down, Monsieur Sparrowson. You may want to check his pockets for weapons. He is something of a notorious killer after all. Of course. Let's see what we've got here. Huh. Here we are. A pistol. Probably the one to to kill the maiden, I suspect. What else can you find, Monsieur Sparrowson? This. An eye patch? Weird. What would this wolf want with an eye patch? Oh no, this is bad. This is very bad indeed. I don't get it. What's wrong with an eye patch? There's no time to explain. Mousy? What is it, Monsieur? Where'd you come from? What is it? Where is it? Take this eye patch to JJ Falcon. If my fears are correct, he'll be somewhere around the Palais Royal right now. Tell him that this belongs to Remus's brother. Hurry now. Right away, Monsieur Volpez. Right away. I must go too. I need to find the other half of the Viridian killer bear before something terrible happens. Wait, Monsieur Volpez, what am I supposed to do with this guy? You have his gun, don't you? March that wolf to the nearest police station and collect your reward for capturing Judge Romulus. Oh, nice. What a strange day. He just rolls with the punches. Meanwhile, outside the Palais Royal, the rebels have constructed a makeshift barricade out of furniture, branches, rocks, and anything else they can find. From behind the wall, the rebels taunt the police and royal guards with chants. I am growing impatient, Biggs. Confess your crimes. I have nothing to confess, you filthy rebel. You and all your rebel friends, however, should confess to 1,000 counts of treason and public disorder. I shall see each and every one of you hanged for your flagrant disregard for the law. Your stubborn attitude is disgusting. A few days ago, you were seen at La Halle's. Witnesses saw you murder a beggar in cold blood. Today, a friar has testified to wondering. Sex education is not very good here in France. We need to know. Like, the condom is only so big. It only fits from here to here. Like, I have a hard enough time getting my monster cock inside of the condom. Do I need to fit my massive big old cojones as well? What the hell do you want, Druvy? Hello? Hello, Druvy May. Hello, Druvy May. Yes, I am doing the voice of the revolution. Ha ha. Where was I? Today, a friar has testified to seeing you murder a girl, again, completely unprovoked. I don't know why you continue to plead your innocence. Look at my gun. My gun is amazing. But it does not matter. I don't need a confession to know that you're a killer. Madame Beaumort, stop. The inspector didn't shoot that mademoiselle. Keep your beak closed, Falcon. I'm done listening to your suggestions. This policeman is as guilty as every other monster in our decrepit justice system. It's my duty to execute him. Madame, Falcon has uncovered some pretty convincing evidence. I would recommend that you hear him out. Please, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and I can convince you of this inspector's innocence. 5 minutes is precious in a time like this. Look at that kid in the background. He's playing unsupervised in the play court in the middle of a revolution. He's going to fall and hit his head. We don't have insurance for that. I cannot afford it. What if you're wrong? Are you willing to see another dead innocent? Look, I am playing as JJ, and JJ would not want this particular cop killed, especially after Cesarin was murdered. Severin, excuse me. Thank you, madam. Having my life saved by the Viridian killer. How humiliating. Quiet, Big. Your life is mine until I say otherwise. Okay, first of all, let's recap on what Frere Remus had to say. Where is that friar? He's a key witness to this crime. He scarpered soon as the inspector ran off. As soon as he dropped the inspector off. Said he had some business to attend to. Business? Business?
Oh man, these barricades are looking pretty scary. I mustn't fear, for I am a brave duck. I am the great Officer Beck. Handsome, intelligent, strong. I'd fuck me. Would you fuck me? Truly, a fearless hero who will be remembered for...
Hello, officer.
You scared me, monsieur. Monk?
Friar, actually. Friar Remus. Listen, officer. I have something of great importance to tell you. I was just passing by the rebel camp. You know, the rebel camp? Everyone's heard of that, right? And I overheard a conversation.
Oh, that sounds good. Do. Go on.
They said they were going to launch an assault very soon, and when they do, they were going to rain hellfire on the palace.
Oh, no. Oh, it's just as I feared. What'll we do?
It's simple, officer. As soon as you hear the first gunshot, you need to retaliate. Hit them with everything you've got. Every cannon, every rifle, every piece of artillery. Don't leave a single piece of the of the barricade remaining. That is the only way you can be sure to survive.
Oh, total annihilation. I like it. But Friar, I'm confused. Aren't you a Christian? And when did I become Mickey Mouse?
Yes. So what?
I don't know. It's just that your idea doesn't seem very Christian-y.
I see. You think this is a moral issue. Let me tell you a secret, my dearest duck friend. There is no God, no overarching morality or higher plan. Are you ready for Wiener? No heaven with any wieners in it to save the righteous, or hells with wieners in it to punish the sinners. There is only you, your artillery, your wiener, and 10,000 rebels who want to dine on Peking duck tonight. Understand?
That's an awful lot to take in.
Then let me simplify. It's you or them.
It's me or them. Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh damn. I should have been a postman.
Forget, studio audience, forget about the Friar Falcon. We all remember what he had to say. Present your case based on what you can recall. Maybe it was a thing in the ancient regime. They want to go back to having Peking duck. Okay, I will. But you may want to wipe that mouse off your shoulder first. Sorry, wipe what? Oh, it's you, Mousy.
Monsieur Falcon, special delivery from Renard Vulpes.
Thank you, Mousy. What is this?
An eye patch. It was found in Remus's brother's clothing. I kept it in my underpants. Haha.
Remus's brother. This is an eye patch belonging to Judge Romulus. That's interesting. Where is Romulus?
There's no time, monsieur. Just take it. Take it. I have to run, monsieur. But you have to do your best. Monsieur Vulpes and Sparrowson believe in you.
Do you want me to, like, chuck you? Like, give you, like, a head start? Be like... if he needs to go over to the other side of the crowd, just be like... Gah! Like, save Mousy, like, 100 feet's worth of walking. Sparrowson? You've seen Sparrowson? How is he?
There's no time, monsieur. Dead as fuck. Good luck.
Are you quite done, Falcon? Very much so. Let's begin this trial. Alright, so let's remember what the friar said. Let's talk about the victim. What was her name? We don't know. Nobody knows. Just one more nameless girl stamped out under the boot of tyranny. That's tragic. Very much so, and I want to see a world where it never happens again. Isn't it possible that the girl was acting threatening and that she acted in self-defense? Don't blame the victim, Falcon. It's tasteless. But we must consider, Falcon, I don't think there is any scenario you can conjure that justifies an armed policeman gunning down an unarmed girl. I strongly advise you to choose another topic. I'm just saying. No thanks. He's going to get that guy shot immediately. New topic. You're absolutely right. By the way, whatever happens, I'm not retconning it. Whatever happens, this is what happens in the revolution. If we get the inspector shot, if we get ourselves shot, if we get everybody shot, that's it. No retconning. I mean, if I plan to do like another playthrough at some point and see the different endings, or like at least another night, we'll see, but not tonight. We see the end tonight. The Mademoiselle was approaching the police line. The friar said that the girl was approaching the police line at the time of the shooting. We should be asking why the girl would do such a thing. It doesn't make any sense. Perhaps she wanted to hurl insults at the police. Perhaps she just wanted directions. I have no idea what her intentions were, but in any case, her death was the outcome. That's what we must focus on. Now, as I recall, the main police line was at the entrance to Tuileries at the Tuileries at the Place de la Concorde. That's around where we were waiting. But this incident didn't occur there. It was a good 50, maybe 100 meters away. So what? So what? It's a severe discrepancy in the friar's account of events. Maybe there was a police line there, but it moved. Maybe the friar was mistaken and it was a single officer. Does it really matter? Of course it matters. Yes, it matters hugely. It impacts how we view the narrative of events. How exactly? Elaborate. Well, if it were just a single police officer, then it'd be more private confrontation and... well, yeah. She scowls. Sorry, Falcon. I don't buy it. An innocent being killed by a policeman is an innocent being killed by a policeman. The friar got some details wrong, but the overarching crime remains. We must stay focused on that. What if I try that again? And try the other one? No, not really. I suppose not. I just wanted to clarify that fact. No, okay. So no other questions about the police line. He drew his gun. Friar Remus claims that the inspector drew his gun. Tell me, madame, did you even find a weapon on the inspector at the time of his arrest? Yes, we confiscated this from his person. Oh, I see. But is it possible that the gun was planted? That is a standard issue precaution lock. Châtellerault, gendarmerie pistol. That is exactly the kind of gun I would expect a policeman to carry. Sorry, Falcon. Madame, what caliber is the inspector's weapon? What caliber? I don't have the faintest... 15 millimeters. That's the standard caliber for that pistol. And what caliber was the bullet found in the Mademoiselle? Well, I can't be sure because the bullet fragmented, but it looks to be between 13 and 17 millimeters. I'm afraid that's the most accurate measurement I can make, given the circumstances. If the bullet were 7 millimeters in diameter, then it wouldn't fit in the inspector's 15 millimeter gun. That would immediately free the inspector of all guilt. It certainly would, if the bullet were 17 millimeters. But Fontaine just said that the bullet was between 13 and 17 millimeters. That is quite a large range. But if it were 13 or 15, then the inspector's guilt would only be confirmed further. You're holding on to the shred of hope that the bullet is actually 17 millimeters, but you lack any real evidence. Let's move this along. Anything else about the gun? No. Frere Remus claimed that the girl was shot point blank in the chest. She was shot in the back. The girl was clearly shot in the back. I know. I remember seeing the bullet wound for myself. But that's quite a glaring inaccuracy in the wolf's testimony. It is an inaccuracy, but it is an irrelevant inaccuracy. Does it really matter if the girl was shot in the front or the back? Either way, a girl died at this pig's hands. It does matter. It does matter. If the girl were shot from the front, then this might indicate a police confrontation turned ugly. But if she were shot in the back, then what? This could indicate that someone targeted and assassinated her before she could even react. That doesn't paint the inspector in a particularly flattering light, Falcon. Madame, you're missing the point. A shot to the back breaks the currently established narrative. How what? The girl was targeted and murdered in a stealthy, professional attack. Therefore, this was not an ordinary police confrontation. You've made an assumption, Falcon. You've assumed that just because the girl was shot in the back, she must have been stealthily killed. There are other possibilities. Perhaps the girl was scared by the police, started running away, and was shot in the back as she fled. That scenario isn't possible. If the girl were running away, then she would have been at least a couple of steps away from the killer at the time of the shooting, right? Right. But I know that the killer was standing right behind the victim. They were less than a meter apart when the gun was fired. They were standing that close. How can you possibly know that, Falcon? We saw a bloodied handprint on the girl's shoulder. What do you make of that, madame? Well, I assume any bloody stain would belong to the victim. A mark made with the girl's dying breaths, perhaps. No, it was the print of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder near her upper back. The angle and positioning of the print indicate that it could only have been caused by another person. That is why I'm so certain that the killer was right behind the girl at the time of the attack. I see. That's quite a theory. Oh God, the poor TV. I just added that channel today. This one, I love that channel. Beavis, I swear to God, if you're still alive, you're fired. But Falcon, you've left an important question unanswered. Why was the handprint bloody? The print was made with the victim's blood, yes? So it couldn't possibly have been made prior to the shooting? Can we look at the Falcon's hand? The killer must have wiped his hand on the girl's clothing after she had already died. And if that's the case, then my suggested scenario is still possible. I like how behind us, the revolution's still going on. The girl may have been running from the police when she was shot. No, that's... I'm still trying to work out the details. But I know that the print was made prior to the shooting. Maybe the shooter was injured and his hand was already covered in blood. You talked big about breaking the established narrative, and now you present me with that baseless drivel. Well, where do we go from here? How does this handprint nonsense really affect the situation? They all have hands, though. Look at Sparrowson, has a weird hand. Do you find something funny about the situation, Inspector? I do. This whole trial is patently absurd. It's an animal court through and through. It's funny, 'Cause we're all animals. Cutting political and social commentary from Inspector Valerti. How about we just do this? Pull aside his stupid baby sleeves and show us his hand. If it's covered in blood. But there was something particularly funny about that last exchange. You were both so focused on when and how this handprint was made that you missed the larger issue. I don't have a left hand, you idiots. I couldn't possibly have left that mark. Oh. Right, of course. Well, madame, what do you say to that? Maybe the handprint came from an accomplice. Or maybe it had nothing to do with the incident. Or it feels good to see someone else speculating wildly for a change. Okay, fine. I don't have a solid explanation. I must concede that it's possible, maybe even likely, that the person who left that mark was the murderer. Therefore, as much as it pains me to say it, I must concede that the inspector probably did not shoot that girl. So that's it then. The inspector is off the hook. No, there's still the matter of the incident at La Halle. What incident is this? I know nothing about it. As if you don't know. A beggar rat was shot and killed in La Halle a few days ago. Who? The inspector? No, the inspector needs our help. The inspector's too bombastic for this. He'd get shot immediately. The attacker was described as a scowling police officer who wore an eye patch. Sound familiar to you? Go on, Falco. Explain the police out of this one. Until 5 minutes ago, I was at a loss. But I was recently presented with a piece of evidence that makes the answer all too clear. This was a false flag operation. False flag? Explain yourself, Falcon. Madame, what do you know about Remus's twin brother, the man known as Romulus? Not much. Only that he was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government only around a month ago. That's a half-truth, madame. You see, it is correct that Romulus is being hunted by the police, but I have had the suspicion that the wolf was lurking in Paris itself. Although, I was never Let me try that again. But I have had the suspicion that the wolf was lurking in Paris itself, although I've never managed to find definitive proof of this. Anyway, it turns out that my suspicion was well-founded. He was recently apprehended, I think. You think? I don't know the details, but it doesn't matter. What's important is that a reliable friend found this on Romulus's person just moments ago. An eye patch. Romulus had perfect vision. Why would he need something like this? Therefore, there is only one plausible explanation. It's part of a disguise. Something to conceal his identity and make him appear as someone else. A disguise. You're saying that Romulus shot the beggar rat just to frame this police inspector? Exactly, madame. It's no coincidence that Frere Remus happened to find the very same inspector just as another murder occurred today. So, Remus was in on it too. Two wolves working together to make this policeman look like a murderer. But why? Why would they do that? To rile you up, madame. To make you lust for violence. And if your actions today are anything to go by, I would say that they succeeded. Damn. I have been so stupid. How did I let myself get so misled by a couple of wolves? This trial is over. Go, Inspector. You're free. Are you sure? This is a revolution, right? Are you sure you're going to let the police inspector go? It's about time. You're letting him walk, ma'am? Of course. It would be criminal to confine an innocent man any longer than necessary, even if the man is a bitter, stubborn pig. Falcon? Yes? I don't understand you. You're stupid. You're reckless. But you fought.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
You fought and they still indicted you. I'm starting to suspect that you really aren't the Viridian killer or indicted at all. It certainly took a long time to pass that fact through your thick skull. Inspector, if you're still hunting that villain, perhaps you should speak with Renard Volpez when this is all over, I mean. I hear he's been doing some research into the Viridian killer. Maybe he knows something. Maybe I will. Madame, it appears your gang of rebel filth don't intend on assaulting the palace anytime soon. I'll relay that information to the artillerymen. Perhaps we can keep a peaceful standoff until this blows over. Thank you. I appreciate that. All of you, stay out of trouble. Especially everybody in the background here. It seems like we're downplaying this rebellion. A lot of people are riled up. They're going to be inside the gates just marching for Pelosi's head in about 4 minutes. So, what happens now, ma'am? We're going to continue our protest peacefully. We're going to stand here, chanting and shouting until the Prime Minister and the King both step down out of sheer humiliation. It might take days, weeks, but if we manage to change the history of this country without one more person being harmed, then, well, look who returned. Madame, I just saw the police inspector strolling out of here, unharmed. Why did you let him go? That's simple, Remus. We all had a discussion. Do you like my gun? And we came to the conclusion that I had been misled by a couple of wolves. How many lies have you fed me, Friar? Just how much damage have you done to further your own goals? Did you help your brother kill the beggar rat in the Halles? Did you watch the girl die by the Place de la Concorde? Now that I think about it, even the Croque Monsieur's death was surrounded by details that made little sense. Falcon's like, told you! I don't know what to think anymore. You know this guy's a scumbag, at least, ma'am. I say shoot him. Pierro's right. We won't judge you for shooting this man, madame. It's the least I deserve for my sins. Go ahead, madam. What are you waiting for? Pull the trigger. Do it. Falcon, you have proven yourself for having clear judgment.
Pierrot the parrot lusts for blood.
What do you say? Some people aren't worth saving, madame. You're right. Imagine that this is a big middle finger, if my wing actually worked.
Fucking.
There we go. Imagine if this wing was a middle finger. Like, nope. I have no sympathy for the wolves. Sorry. Oh, God. Oh, no! Oh, no! That's not my fault. I was not metagaming.
The gunshot. Really close too.
ERP.
I can't afford to hesitate. It's me or them. Beck the duck.
Officer, hold your fire.
No way. I can't afford to take chances. It's me or them. It's me or them. Fire every cannon.
Boof. Everybody dies. The rebellion lives on. God damn it. We did it.
Can we just say that a duck killed us?
I totally did everything I could. None of this was my fault. I am completely innocent. Roar in the nearby future.
Hey, all I said was some people don't deserve to live. I didn't pull the trigger. I'm sorry. I thought that people killed people, not guns. And she pulled the trigger there. Can anyone hear me? Piero Fontaine. Hello? Anyone? I'm here, madame. Falcon. Of all the people, I think I made a mistake, Falcon. Where did I go wrong? Was it when I pulled the trigger just now? Or was it earlier when I shot that prosecutor? Or was it earlier still when I first listened to that monstrous friar in the first place? I've made a lot of mistakes. We've all made mistakes, madame. Most people mistakes.
Where did I go wrong? You listen to Roar, I mean Falcon. Lady.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. Really shouldn't listen to me. Most people's mistakes don't spark bloody revolutions. Can you move, madame? I don't think so. Give me a minute. I think I can clear some of this rubble. Well, that was a bloody Valentine's Day. No.
Till the Roar gets everyone killed, Tilda.
Roar didn't do jack ass shit. Roar didn't do nothing. This is not Roar's rebellion. Roar did his best. Roar wanted one wolf killed. One wolf who betrayed me and betrayed Severin. Not my fault. Dear Monsieur Volpes, I am writing to you from the That Word Railway Express. Modern technology, also technology, truly is amazing. I've decided to take your advice and have gone on vacation until things settle down. The king fleeing to Britain, the Second Republic taking over. It's all crazy stuff. Wait, they won? Anyway, before I left, you asked how if I knew what happened to Falcon.
Roar got a bougie kitty murder out of a jail. Killed his harmless maiden, preserved the monarchy, and got 100 killed.
I didn't pull the trigger, Sprawl. Well, I got my hands on a copy of the official police report, and it says that Falcon died during the attack on the barricade. But it also says the police didn't find a body, same as Leone, same as the cat. Weird, huh? Rumor is that he was probably blown away by cannon fire, but that doesn't sound right to me. I guess the rebels won? Somehow? I'm not sure. The rebels should have been demolished by those cannons, right? I'm confused. The Falcon I knew was tough and intuitive. I think he found a way to escape and survive. So in my opinion, he's still out there. It's possible, isn't it? Anyway, I should wrap this letter up because I'm about to reach my stop, Vienna. I'll let you know how Mademoiselle Sign's parents are doing. Maybe you should come pay a visit sometime. Send my regards to Mousy. Yours sincerely, Sparrowson. P.S. I see a person selling strudel. What is it?
Okay, fine, you didn't preserve the monarchy, but you did get everyone killed.
Delicious, that's what. Didn't Sign die? Do I get judged? Do I get a final judgment? No, that's just the end of the game. That makes sense. I didn't get anyone killed. I did my job. Let me list off the cases we had. That first case, we solved the case. That is how that we did everything that needed to be done. Number 2, we solved that case. We did everything we needed to be done in that case. Number 3,
Don't miss the post-credits teaser.
if I'd known that we were going to be ducked down into the sewers and never get a chance to collect the rest of the information, I would have spent less time screwing around with that stupid side quest with Sparrowson and the doctor. I wouldn't have screwed around with that. I would have tried to actually. The stupid rooster would have still been alive. So frustrating. I'd like to just have one game where we don't have the bad end. Just once. Just one time. You've reached the end of Route C. Fraternite. The ending you received was determined by the decisions you made in Chapter 3.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Try tackling the trial in the catacombs differently in order to see a different ending. How about if I did that, it would be the same ending because I don't have the evidence. I still don't have the evidence. Because there's two, like, I wonder what the other routes are. Like, one of them is probably the rooster doesn't get killed and you join the rebellion, and one where you vice versa.
Try solving the cases better to get a different ending.
Frustrated. Nope, that is the canon ending. We may or may not come back to it at some point, do some different endings, but that is the ending we have. That is the ending we earned. France is under a new rulership. I caused this. I don't know why bad things keep happening. We're Brainbuster. We might be doing some I was about to say Ace Ventura. We might be doing some Ace Attorney, which is very similar. Or did everything right? I did.
And they indicted him.
Everything right and they indicted me. All right, we're not even that early, or not even that late. No, early was right. All right, I am going to peace out. Good times. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow. I don't know. Throw some ideas at me. Maybe I'll go back to reading. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Till then, though, you all have a fantastic evening. I will see you later. Goodbye.